What if everything you're chasing is already yours? What if the biggest gap isn't between you and your goal, but between you and who you believe you are? Belief is a seed, and most people wait for results before they water it. But belief comes before success, not after. You don't become a champion and then believe you're a champion. You believe you're a champion, and then you become it. And then you move like it, train like it, think like it, until the rest of the world catches up. That's how I've lived. As a pro athlete, entrepreneur, and human constantly evolving, I've had to believe in things before I could see them. Belief isn't blind, it's visionary. We can use the example of people with New Year's resolutions. At the beginning of the year, you could see a gym packed out, full of people eagerly ready to attack their New Year's resolution goals of losing weight or getting in the gym. But if you look at the same gym now, I guarantee you majority of those people aren't there anymore. It's not because of motivation. It's not because of discipline. I don't think it's because of that. What I think it is because they don't see themselves as fit. They don't believe they're fit people, right? If you go from being an unfit person, you don't just wake up the next day as a fit person. And because of that, you can't sustain your time in the gym. When you think about those people who make massive weight transformations, it's because they really believe that they're the person that they end up transforming into. They start out their goal seeing their end in mind, and then they go and attack that every single day, right? If you see yourself where you currently are at, and if that's your belief in yourself, then you might feel like your dream body, your dream transformation will never happen. So that's why you have to start with the end in mind. That's why you have to have that belief. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. I'm not just talking about motivation, but that's actual neuroscience. The images you feed it, the words you repeat, the identity you rehearse daily, that becomes your operating system. Most people, they rehearse doubt. They replay failures. They affirm limitations on themselves. And they wonder why their reality doesn't change. You can't build a new life using an old mental blueprint. And that's real. It's all mental. You literally feed your mind every day, right? From when you wake up to when you go to bed, you're constantly giving yourself things to feed off of. You're constantly building into your system or destroying it. If you wake up and you start scrolling on Instagram, you're letting scrolling be how you operate. That's how your mind is operating. I need dopamine. I'm looking for the next thing, right? Instead of starting your day off with focusing on what you want, start your day off looking at your goals. Start your day off visualizing the person you want to be. Start your day off with your goal being achieved. And then you can go from your day like that, right? Be grateful for your day, right? A lot of people, they're moving around like life just absolutely sucks. And they live in a first world country. There's people that they don't know where their next meal comes from, right? And your biggest problem is that this person doesn't like you. And that ruins your whole day, that ruins your whole week, that ruins your month. There's way bigger problems in the world, but you can't see that because of your belief system. So choose to feed yourself positively, and positivity will follow you. We treat goals like destinations, but what if they're the starting points? The moment you say, I want to make $1 million, that's not the finish line, but that's where you get activated from. That goal doesn't happen to you. You become the person that the goal demands. You don't chase goals, you outgrow them. And when you do, new levels unfold automatically. You don't need to force success. You just need to become the version of yourself that success is drawn to. And it's true, like law of attraction type of thing, it's a real thing. You think about it like a cat. If you're trying to beg a cat to give you attention, it's just going to run away from you. It likes its independence, it likes making its own decisions. But if you're just chilling, right, you have something the cat might like, it's going to come and it's going to be drawn to you. It's the same thing with life, right? Here's an example of like even dating, right? There's someone that you take interest in, but you're constantly all over them. You're just thinking of like, I don't know, you're smothering them. You're not giving them any space. You're treating as if you don't have this person, you're gonna die. Like, You know what I'm talking about. You're doing too much. Versus the person knows you have the interest in them, but you're still pouring into yourself. You're handling your business that you need to handle, and you give the person the time when it's time to give them time. That is the difference between forcing and attracting. And it's the same thing in life. It's the same thing with your goals or whatever you're trying to achieve. So think about it like that. Your perspective is everything. The same storm that breaks one person can shape another person. You can see setbacks as proof that you're not ready or as proof that you're being built into. The lens that you use to look at your life, that becomes your world. So shift your lens, shift the story, and everything changes. Your perspective is everything. I'm going to keep repeating that on this channel. It's all about how you look at things. If you look at an obstacle as proof that you can't do this thing, then that's as far as you're going to get. But if you look at an obstacle as this is pushing me towards what I want, then that's how you're going to see it, right? It goes for everything. Your perspective is the number one thing that's going to make or break you, right? You wake up in your bed and you're mad because you're working a job that you don't like, versus you wake up in your bed and you're grateful that you got to wake up another day. Because some people didn't get that. Some people are begging. They're wishing that they could be in your shoes. They could be earning a living, covering themselves, taking care of themselves, not worried about where food has to come from, not worried about a bed to sleep in, not worried about a roof over their head. But you're looking at it ungrateful. You hate your situation because the job isn't what you want. You know what? That's fine to not like where you're at, but you have to find the good in it. Most people think, oh, I'm going to be happy when this happens, or I'm going to feel satisfied when this happens. But if you can't feel those things where you're at now, then it doesn't matter what you get. You could get 1,000,000, you might enjoy it for a little bit, but then you're eventually going to go back into your old ways. So you have to be able to enjoy where you're at. You have to be able to be grateful for where you're at. You have to be happy where you're at. And once you can do that, once you can truly do that from the inside and out, then everything will open up. Then that'll open you up to get what you really want. But if you can't even enjoy where you're at, then it'll never be enough. You'll always be chasing, right? It'll always go to the next thing. So think about that. Your perspective is everything. So here's your reminder. Believe first, train your subconscious, set goals as launch pads instead of finish lines, and don't wait for the world to reflect what you want. Become it, and then let the world catch up to you. Feel free to reach out if you need any help, if you have any questions. My Instagram is always available to take questions, to assist in any way I can. Please share so you can help this channel grow, or don't if you choose not to. I just want to keep sharing the game and keep giving what I could give. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you. Franchise out.